Before I go on, I'm going to fix a couple of things that I don't particularly like. I did the border around all the paragraphs just to show you I don't think I want a border around my normal paragraph, so I'm going to delete that border. And also, um, this special paragraph here, I might not really want that indented, so I'm going to, for my exam class, I'm going to say that text indent is 0 n. So that way I don't have to have any indent there. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go back to the browser and refresh, and so you can see that, oh, now I've screwed something up. Very interesting, because I was counting on the p tag to tell me my border style, and I deleted that. So I've got, if I want the exam section to be the one that has the border, I told it to have a width, but I didn't tell it what style, so I need to add in a border style. And the order of these tags, by the way, doesn't matter. I just figured I'd group the border style along with the border width, and so I'll make it solid and save that. Jump back here and refresh, and there we go. My border's back again because I wanted to call attention to that, and that's good. So now what I wanted to show you is that I have these special tags that you may not have seen before here in my HTML. I have the div and the slash div down here. And what is the div? It's actually nothing. The div doesn't do anything at all. It's kind of a placeholder to set apart something. And so if you put some stuff inside a div, you can do stuff with that whole section. So I might want to, usually when you use a div in CSS, you usually have classes for it. So I might want to have a class equals, let's call this section 2. And there's another concept called an ID, but for our purposes, classes and IDs will work pretty much the same, so I'm not going to bother with that. So this is going to be a div class equals section 2. So if I want to do a style for that particular div, I can say div dot section 2, put my curly brackets, and then put something in between those curly brackets. So maybe I want this entire section to stand out and have a border around it, for example. So maybe I'll say border style is solid. I'll say border color. I believe I can say border color is black. And then I can say border width equals 3 pixels. And we'll try that. So I'm going to save that, go back here and refresh, and you can see that I've got this nice black border around that whole section there. And it doesn't include the on to section 2 because that wasn't inside my div. So if I want that to be part of that section, which kind of makes sense, then I need to put it there. And so now that's inside my div, inside of section 2. So when I save it and I refresh, now that's got the border around it. So that's really cool. And so if you want to do things to a block of stuff, you put it inside a div, and then you can make CSS for that div, and probably for that class of div, because you might end up with everything in a div. And so that is divs.